Hello, my name is Victor Kaula. Today I have brought a very difficult subject, but very important to share with you. I was reading the Word of God on Romans chapter 12, verse 18. The Bible is saying, if possible, live at peace with everyone. So I was asking myself, why is Paul writing like that? Paul realizes how it is difficult to live at peace with everyone. That's the reason why he's saying, if it is possible. You know, in life, you agree with me that there are some other people that much as you try to live at peace with them, they will resist you. Or even they will just provoke you for no reason. Some of you have had friends who have broken your hearts to an extent that you trusted them so much, but one day you realize that they have done something that is so bad. To an extent you ask yourself, why did they do this? I'm telling you, sometimes things happen that you fail to understand. Sometimes you force yourself to say, maybe I'm sleeping. Is it true what I'm hearing? But the Bible is saying, live at peace with everyone. And the following verse on Romans 12, verse 19 is saying, do not retaliate. Or in other words, do not avenge. Because they say vengeance is for God. Give room to the wrath of God, because God is the one who is going to fight your battles. I know many of us today, as we are living, maybe we have got people that provoked us, that picked a fight for no reason, and we are even failing to understand, why are they always talking about us? Why are they continuously scandalizing our names, putting our names in the mud, trying to tarnish our image? So sometimes you ask yourself, why is it that they are doing all this? You try to love them, you share with them, you love them, you treat them nice, but you find that they are always against you. Wherever you go, you hear that, oh, he was here, or she was here, she was talking about you. I know that many of us, you reach to an extent that enough is enough. I will never talk to that person. You just distance yourself from the person. You don't even like them. But let us see, why is it important that we have to live at peace with everyone? Number one, we are Christians. And as Christians, our example is Jesus. Jesus responded to the wrong things with love. Remember when he was arrested before his crucifixion, there was a big crowd that followed Jesus Christ when he was crucified. I don't know what this young man was saying. So when he heard all that nonsense, when he heard that boy cursing, or when he saw that man, he pulled his knife and he chopped his ear. And Jesus did something that nobody expected. Because if it was you and me, you would have said, Peter, you have done a good job because of doing that. But Jesus said, no, don't do that. But that was not with Jesus. Jesus told him, go pick that ear and put it back. Peter had to go. Imagine what Peter was thinking when he was going there to pick the ear. He was like, what kind of a man is this one? I'm trying to help him. People are cursing him and they are ready to crucify him. And he, instead of supporting me, he's even embarrassing me to take the ear that I chopped. But it was a bigger lesson to him that it is not your battle. This battle, it is God's battle. Jesus performs a miracle. When Peter takes the ear and puts it back, that ear is there. I believe there was no scar because Jesus is the creator. So Jesus is our example. He wants to teach us that if we want to live in this life as Christians, problems will come, but we are supposed to respond by love. Number two, you cannot correct the wrong thing by doing the wrong thing. It is a very good principle. If you want to quench fire, You cannot use fire to quench fire. You use water to quench fire. Therefore, two wrongs will never make something right. Many of us, if somebody maybe is trying to tarnish our name, we do the same. We are not different then. Most of us, maybe, if somebody is fighting with us, we retaliate. But God is teaching us that we need to treat each other with love. Learn to live at peace with everyone. It is very difficult for many of us to live a joyful life because we have people that are not wishing us well, and always we are walking worried. We are always crying. When you are in a relationship like a boyfriend and a girlfriend, you have to know that that is a relationship where you are trying to see whether you guys you can be compatible. Sometimes a relationship fail. We have seen relationships that were very strong. Everybody saying, oh, this relationship is good. It reaches to a point that those people, they don't like each other and they part ways. But my advice is that if you part ways, it is not your responsibility to speak bad things against the other person. Learn to live at peace even with your ex. I'm not saying that you will be in constant communication or in a relationship like it was, but learn to be at peace with everybody. Why not respect the other person? If he or she had weaknesses, that's the reason why you parted ways. Why are you continuing to tarnish his or her name when you go out there? Because by doing that, even people who are hearing you, there is a saying which says, a dog that brings bones carries bones. If you are taking other people's weaknesses, if you always talk about other people's weaknesses, people are not dumb. They know that when you are talking like that, it means whatever you are saying, you also take the stories to another person. That's the reason why it is not good to entertain gossipers, because they always bring stories so that they can get stories. Many people entertain gossipers. If you entertain people who gossip, gossipers, they come to you. Even if you just say, okay, by just nodding your head, when they go out there, you will be one of their references. They will be like, oh, even Victor is not happy. It is therefore good. If somebody comes to you gossiping, you have a responsibility to tell them that, no, that is not right. Because gossip is something that a lot of people love. And that's the number one cause of so many heartaches that people have. It is bad, I understand. When people talk about something that you did not do, you feel betrayed. Especially if it is a friend. You confide in your friend about something, and tomorrow you find everybody knows about your story. How do you feel? You just make up your mind and say, I'll never talk to that person. Some of you even reach to an extent that you told them, I shouldn't see you. But that is not right. I know you were treated badly, but you are a Christian. How do you teach that person that that's not the right way? Treat them by love. And another thing is that by loving everyone, you create yourself a good environment. Because in life, things change. Somebody who is your neighbor, you are not talking to, you never know, tomorrow you go to the hospital and your neighbor will be the one who is a doctor. So if you are fighting with your neighbor and he's a doctor or she is a doctor, what will happen? That girlfriend who you have broken with and you are tarnishing her name, you never know, one day she will be the last person to sign your contract. You will fail to have a contract because you picked a fight with somebody who was your girlfriend. I've read stories of presidents, of ministers, of billionaires who are living today. Some of them, when they were young, nobody expected something good out of them. But life changed the situations. People who were rich, maybe not all of them are rich today. Those ones who were beggars, coming to their houses asking for help, are the ones now who have got money. If those people, when they were rich, they treated everyone good, it would be easy for them to come to them and say, my brother, I don't have even money for transport. Those guys will be ready to help because they're just responding to the love that you already gave. It's quite sickening that sometimes it comes even into the church. There are times that when we are in church, other people cannot even work together in church. You make a mistake of electing them into the same position, they will refuse. The moment they know that they'll be working with such a person, they will tell you in your face and say, I can't work with him because he's my enemy or she's my enemy. But you are a Christian. Christianity is not like that. Christianity teaches us to forgive. Christianity teaches us to live at peace with everyone. Some of you are even not talking to your mother, even to your kids. You are so mad that you can't talk to them. Do you know that that is not right? You better know that that is not right. That is your daughter. That is your mother. That is your spouse. That is your husband. You need to reconcile with them. Some of you, you don't even talk sisters. Maybe because your sister did something wrong. How can you have enmity with your own sister? Yet you call yourself your friends. On Facebook, you have 2,000 friends, but you can't even be friend with your sister who is in the same house. Some of you guys, you are even fighting with your brothers, but you have got a lot of friends. When you go everywhere, people are just calling your names. But when you are home, you are a slave. This is the reason why you don't enjoy living at your home. There are some people, they don't enjoy home. Every time they're just moving up and down. You ask them, can't you be home? But because they have created enmity with their parents, with their sibling, that is not right, my brother. Reconcile with your mother, your sister, or your daughter, because those are immediate family members. One thing that pains me is that people fail to reconcile with their immediate family members, but they are very quick to rush and reconcile with somebody outside their family. What kind of life is that? If you don't treat your family members well, and you go and treat well other people, that is not right. You are not doing the right things right. You are supposed to treat the family, your immediate family should see your love before others see your love. Some of you, maybe because your boss didn't talk to you, or maybe your boss didn't treat you fairly, you don't even talk to your boss. I know even at workplaces, there are enmities. There are people who don't like each other to an extent that they create a story so that somebody should be fired. That is not right. That person has got a family, has got kids, has got life to go. Don't create stories for somebody to be fired. You know, you are not doing right. If you are creating that story so that somebody should be in problems, my brother, God should forgive you. God should forgive you, because that is not right. Do you know that that person you are plotting that the person should be fired has got a family to take care of? Are you ready to pay rent for that person? Are you ready to pay school fees for the children that the person has? Are you ready to pay medical bills that he is paying? Are you ready to take care of his house? Who can pay rent for him? That is not right, my brother. You are a Christian. You pray each and every day, but you are plotting at work to fire somebody just because maybe he never spoke something good about you, or you just don't like him. I've heard other people who says that there is just natural enmity. I don't like that person. You ask them, what did they do? They tell you in the face and say, I don't just like him. What kind of life is that? My brothers and sisters, that is not right. That is not right. Christ is not happy. Christ wants us to live at peace with everyone. Some of you, even in church, maybe because somebody replaced you in a position, you are not talking to them. You are mad. You are always creating problems so that they shouldn't enjoy working in the church. Is that Christianity? Brethren, let us not come to church and do drama. Christianity is something which is serious. Christ had to come down from heaven and die for us so that we can have salvation. Salvation is easy for us, but it is expensive on Jesus. He had to shed his own blood. That's the reason why he's telling us, live at peace with everyone. If you cannot forgive your brother who spoke something against you, what about Jesus? Jesus came to save us. He was crucified. Have you been crucified? Nobody has crucified you yet. People have got opinions. Sometimes their opinions are wrong. If they have spoken something that we think is not right, you are not wrong. So why are you crying or picking a fight with them? Learn to live at peace with everyone. Some of you are in a relationship, and maybe because your relationship didn't work out, now you are busy. Oh, this one is not a good guy, he's a bad guy, he's a hardliner, he doesn't give money. You have been in a relationship for 5 years. All those 5 years, you were smiling. What happened? You are not the first person to lose a girlfriend or boyfriend. Why are you busy tarnishing his or her name? Everywhere you go, that he's not a good guy, trying to be a spoiler. That is not right. But you know, there are people who believe your stories, and some of you even lower yourself to an extent that you even go to, you know that, okay, my ex is dating such a guy. Just for malice, you go and tell, no, she's a bitch. She's a bitch. Okay. Are you now a spoiler just because you lost her? That is not right, my brother. You cannot build up yourself by demolishing others. You build up yourself by uplifting others. That's the only way you can have a good character. Because that's the reason why the Bible says, what you want others to do unto you, do it unto others. The golden rule says, do unto others what you want them to do unto you. Sometimes think and say, will I be happy if this thing that I'm doing, somebody does it to me? It is not right to pick a fight like that. It is good for you to love one another. Because you never know, your ex, maybe in 3 or 5 years, you can reconcile. I've seen broken relationships being mended. I've seen families that divorced sitting down and reconcile. So if you say bad things about each other, and now you come together, you become a laughing stock. You'll be like, oh, okay. She was saying now, oh, she's a bitch, she's a hardliner, she's what? Oh, you called each other names, and people will be looking at you like fools. If you part ways, learn to live at peace with everyone. Because you never know what tomorrow brings. And you know, sometimes we treat other people bad because maybe we never know. Do you know that by hating other people, you create difficult times ahead of you? Imagine somebody who you don't like or who you don't talk to. One day you'll be surprised that you'll be in the same bus and there's only one seat where 2 people can sit. Are you telling me that you fail to sit on the same chair just because you are enemies? If you have reached that extent, my brother, you have gone too low. I'm telling you, I cannot hide this. You have gone too low. The best thing you can do is that reconcile with your enemy. Learn to live at peace with everyone. Don't pick a fight for no reason. There are so many things that we should be worried of. There are a lot of things that are going through. Some of you, I'm telling you now, you are even studying, you don't even understand anything because you have a lot of things going on in your mind. Some of you, even you can't sleep because the moment you want to sleep, you just think what other people are saying about you. And even some of you are busy moving up and down, trying to tarnish somebody's name, trying to throw somebody's name in the mud. Your friend is busy studying. You'll be surprised that person you are busy destroying the name. One day you want to find a job, he'll be the human resource manager, and you'll be afraid to go and approach him. This is the reason why you have to treat everyone with love. Treat everyone well, because tomorrow he may be your manager, he may be your doctor, he may be your nurse, he may be somebody to help you. The watchman who is working for you, you never know. Nobody was written on the forehead that he will be your janitor or you be your garden boy. We have heard stories of people who were garden boys. Today, they have a fleet of cars. They are rich. People never expected about that. If you treated them with malice, you will not expect anything good out of them. Learn to live at peace with everyone. I want to ask you one thing. Just think. Who are you fighting with? Is it with your family members? Even at work? At marketplace? Are you staying at peace with everyone? Are you nice to everybody? What if that friend, you used to talk each and every week, but now for the past 4 years, you haven't called him or her? Is it because of what he or she did? Why not pick up a phone and call him and say, my brother, I'm sorry. I did such a thing. I know, I realize. Don't give even excuses for what you did, because it is very painful. Somebody wants to apologize and he says, I'm sorry, but you know, or because of what you did, that's the reason why I did this. When you are apologizing, never justify your wrong act. Just apologize and ask for forgiveness. And if in the first place, if somebody says no, continue asking them. Because many of us, we just try once. If you ask your friend and say, forgive me, and maybe in the first place he may say no, don't stop. Do the second time. Do the third time. The Bible says if you have a fight with your brother, and you go and approach your brother, and he's failing to forgive you, they say you can bring the second person, or even the third person. If you belong to a church, they say you can take the issue to church, or you can take it to the community leaders so that they can help you. If you try your best and the friend is not even willing to reconcile with you, you have done your part. You can leave that person. But God will not count on you, or you didn't forgive the other person. You did your best, but many of us cannot humble ourselves to go and say, my brother, I'm sorry, forgive me. And even if somebody comes to you, be very willing to accept their apology. Don't give them conditions, because many of us, when somebody comes to us and say, I am sorry, I did this, then you give them condition. For me to forgive you, you have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Why did you say that? No, somebody has realized. You know, when somebody comes to you with a broken heart saying, I'm sorry, you know them, you can differentiate. Therefore, give room to others who have realized that they have done something wrong. If they want to live at peace with you, do the same, because they also know the importance of living at peace with everyone.